Hi, what's up? I'm Sarah, and this is my channel, and I bet you've been here before. If not, thanks for stopping by. And today we will be doing the TMI tag, which no, it does not mean the Mortal Instruments for all you Mortal Instrument lovers. It means too much information, but this is the book edition, so you're gonna learn all this stuff about me that you probably didn't even want to know, but we're gonna do it anyway, because I think it'll be fun. So let's get started on the questions, because there's like a bajillion of fives. For the first one, it is the book character that has the best style. Now, I really like picturing book characters, but I don't really think about what they wear. I just think of them as wearing cool stuff. I don't know. I think Shadowhunter gear is really cool, but I also really like Warner style from the Shadow Me series, because he has like this gigantic closet, like as big as like a room, and he has like the nicest clothes, and he always looks like on point. So I really like his style, but if I was choosing a girl, I think Salone has probably the best style as a girl. She kind of reminds me of me, just very rebellious, and she just wears what she wants, and it looks cool, and I just admire her stylistically. So, who is your book boyfriend? I don't got a real boyfriend, so I just read about them, and I'm so alone. But for a book boyfriend, I would have to choose Maxton from the Selection series, because he's a prince, and who doesn't want a prince as a boyfriend, even though he's a character in a fictional story? Okay. Have you ever loved a character and then hated him? Yes, I did. Adam, the first book, I loved him to the many pieces of my heart. I really liked him as a character and for Juliet, and then as time progresses, the feelings definitely changed. Now I'm just still really salty. I don't really like him much. Hashtag no spoilers. The longest book on your shelf, or aka the book with the most pages on your shelf. This big hunker it's got a lot of pages. It's so big. It's got 1,168 pages in it. It is Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, and this book's got some controversy. People like to talk about it, but I thought it was riveting. I read 2/3 of the book. That's an accomplishment, by the way. It's a lot of pages. It's really small print. Moving on. Do you have any book posters? That's a movie poster, but it still counts, because it's a movie-to-book adaptation, so. Heaviest book. Ayn Rand's pretty heavy, but I think this one's heavier. Look at how pretty it is. Look at the golden pages. So weird. This is the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales by the Brothers Grimm, and it's got all the good fairy tales, and they're so weird. They're so different than the Disney books, and I'm talking, and I still have so many questions, so we're going to continue on. Who is your book OTP? What is OTP?
Checking. Here's what I found on the web for OTP.
And if you didn't know what OTP means, it means one true pairing. So somebody that you always just wanted to be together forever and ever. Clace is fun. That's Clary and Jace from the Mortal Instruments. Who else? I love Maxton and America. I like them a lot. They're so cute. Your favorite book series? Now, I have a lot of book series because I love me some series. I love to get invested in characters and love them as my own. But if I had to choose just like one series that was considered my favorite, it would have to be one that probably influenced me a lot in the reading world, and that would be the Hunger Games series trilogy, only it's missing one. It went on a vacation. But the Hunger Games is an amazing trilogy, and it really got me into dystopians and just young adult fiction in general, so I had to put that as my favorite series to give it some props for all its help. Thanks, Suzanne. Favorite book to movie adaptation soundtrack? Love the Perks of Being a Wallflower soundtrack, and I also really like the Catching Fire soundtrack for the Hunger Games. Gale's Song by the Lumineers is like, mwah, awesome. A book to / movie that you wish would just continue, like you want more, you want to know more. about it. I talk about this book in every single video, and it's just because it's good and I want to know more about Anna and Etienne. And I know that the second one they talk about them a little bit, but it's just not the same. So this one would be nice. Really nice. Favorite standalone book? How does one choose a standalone when you're standing alone? I don't even know. I really enjoyed this book just in general. It definitely influenced me, and I love history, and just to see what these women went through in real life and that it really happened just showed racism in general, and there was some tear shedding in this one, and I really just think the cover is beautiful, but the content in it is just as good. When did you start reading the books? I mean, I had to read books for school, but I actually love reading until about like 8th grade. Well, actually 7th grade, because my 7th grade teacher, Mr. Wise, he taught English, and he just opened me up to reading, and like he picked really good books and he made you want to read them, and I just got captivated by the stories. But freshman year, definitely when I read The Hunger Games, I fell in love, and then Twilight before that, but no shame in the Twilight. Action or romance? Both, if that is option C, both. But I don't know, I love romance so much, and I don't know when I've read a book that didn't have a little bit of romance, which is sad, but I like romance better. But both. I like where it's like romance and you're like pew, 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 romance, you know? Qualities you look for in a book. I like books that get you in the beginning, that are like great openers and that keep you on the edge of your feet. And I also like a book where there's a plot twist that you don't see coming. I just finished this book. It's called The Kiss of Deception, and it had the biggest plot twist like ever. I did not see it coming. I guessed way wrongly, apparently. I never even thought that would have happened, and it blew my mind. Therefore, best book, you know? That's just how it works in my mind, so it's definitely a quality that I want in a book. Fave book covers. Oh, you know me, I judge my books by my covers. I've done it since ever, so this will be fun. I couldn't really pick one, so that one is really nice. That's a good one. I like this one for summer. I think it's pretty. That makes me want to go to space. Therefore, good book. I already talked about this, but it looks like a magical spell book, and I like spells. Where do you go when the sad things happen? I go inside way deep in my heart and I cry. But I don't really cry on the outside. Like, I get really sad when I read sad books. Like, don't get me wrong. My heart breaks down mentally for like a week or two if somebody like dies or something. But I won't really show on the outside. Like, I have cried in books, but it doesn't really happen. My room is like my comfort zone. This place keeps me sane. So if it's getting to me, I'll just like, excuse me, mother and father. How long does it take you to finish a book? Now, it used to take me like months and months. I was such a slow reader, but more recently I've really pushed myself, you know, lifted some mental weights for book reading, and I've gotten down, my average is about like a book a week, which is really good for me. But I mean, I have a tendency to read more than one book at once, which is a terrible habit I am trying to break, let me tell you. But also, what I do is I'll start a book and I'll like get in the middle where it's kind of slow, and I'll stop reading it and put it back on my shelf, and I won't pick it back up for like months at a time. So sometimes it takes me like 4 months to finish a book. Yeah, it's a dilemma. How long I read books is like, it's a whole thing. How long are your mourning periods of books? That's like when something really sad happens after, or just after you finish an amazing book and you can't move on to a new story. So these usually last me, I mean, it really depends, like fluctuates with time. It'll either be like a couple days, I just don't read anything and I just think about missing the characters in the world, or it could be like a week and I'll just like tell everyone, don't give me a book, I don't want books. Or I say, I have nothing to read, and yet I have so many books. That's where I stand. Turn on in a character? being funny and charming and witty and cute. That's nice. I like cuteness. And really smart and likes to read as well. Turned off in a character. Arrogance and rudeness, and when you kill lots of people. Why does that happen in the dystopians? It happens though. Fictional things happen with monsters. Unless you're reading in contemporary, and then it's just like, he's a jerk. Moving on. What is the reason you got into YouTube? Because I love to talk way too much, and not a lot of people like to read at my school, so I turned to internet because internet is my friend. And I just get to talk all I want, and weirdly, some people like to listen to me. Right? So I just post it, and then good things tend to happen. Name a scary book. I don't do scary. I don't. Last book that made you cry. Real tears. The end of Kiss of Deception was really sad. I almost cried. I was sitting there and I was like, alright, I have to wait like 3 months until the other book comes out. The Heart of Betrayal? What? So it really wasn't the book, it was just the fact that it was done. You know what I mean? Last book you gave a 5-star? Probably the last book of the Shatter Me series, Ignite Me. That one right there, you see it? It's green. It's green. And that book I gave 5 stars. Favorite book titles. I really like really dramatic titles where you really, like the title itself makes you want to read the book. Best example of this is Legend by Marie Lu. Just cause like, legend. What's the legend? Is somebody legendary? Legend. See what it does to you? You want to read it now, huh? I haven't yet though. That's a book that you read words from. I just finished We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and it was really good. I still don't understand what happened at the end. Somebody explain it to me. But it made me think. It's not like a super like good feeling, get all the warm fuzzies type of book. It ain't No Sense You've Been Gone, but it was cool. I kind of liked it. I don't know. Last book to movie adaptation that you watched was Narnia with the Prince Caspian, which I've already seen, but I watched it again because who doesn't want some good old Narnia? And I just realized how much I love Peter. I just think he's so awesome and cool. Book character you always wanted to talk to, just to talk to. Aslan. That's it. It's Aslan. It's a lion that's God. That's all I want in life. I just want to pet his fur and hear his wisdom. An author to talk to? She'd be cool. She'd be cool. Just to ask her why she didn't make this 3 books instead of 1 would be great. Also, just to be like, hey, your philosophy, it is a different philosophy, and I'd like to discuss the philosophy with you. Over like coffee and donuts and tea and stuff, and we could read. Oh man, now I'm excited. World you would like to live in? Narnia would be awesome. Aslan. Forest. Men, half horse. Kingdoms. Music. Snow. Enough said. Favorite magical item that exists in the fantasy world? I like the sticks that draw the things on the arms from the Mortal Instruments. I think they're really cool, and I like that they do powers and stuff. It's kind of like a wand, only demons. Who did it better, wand or steel things? Steel. I give up. Favorite book-related chat-up line? Hey, I see you reading a book? I like those too. Let's be friends. Or more than friends. Have you ever used that? No, because cute men don't read. Or at least in my town they don't. I don't know where they're hiding about. But if they're there, if that's a real thing, then Man, I got something coming. Your favorite book fandom community people. They're cool. They're cool. I follow some on Instagram and they're like awesome. They're really excited for the movie. Aliens. And the last question is, how many books do you own? Now, I'm like a library. I'm always giving out books. Like, for example, you cannot see The Kiss of Deception on the shelf. You can try, but it's not there because I'm letting a friend borrow it and stuff. So, but I counted them, and right now I have 92 books on my shelf, which is, like, before I started BookTube, I had like 40. So, I mean, maybe a little bit more than that. But this is definitely an upgrade, and it's become a problem. I don't know what this internet thing has done, what kind of virus, but it's contagious, and now all I want to do is get more books and put them on shelf and stare at them. And read them too. Oh gosh, reading's fun. That's all I have for you. I hope that you have learned so much about me and my reading world that you are like, that was too much information. AKA TMI. I'm smiling, so that's a good thing. And I love talking with you guys, and put in the comments what kind of like video you want me to do. If you want me to like to discuss a certain book that I've read or you see on my shelf, or even be like, hey, read that and we can talk or something. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you like / thumbs up this video and comment, and definitely subscribe because it makes me happy. Well, I'll see you later. Bye!